The United States just attacked Venezuela's capital, hitting military facilities in the country. President Trump ordered this operation. There were multiple explosions in Caracas starting at around 2 a.m. local time. You can see the video here.
4:52 a.m. The Caribbean sea breathes in silence. Beneath a pitch-black sky, the USS Knights carves through dark water. A $2.5 billion Arleigh Burke-class destroyer. 1,000 sailors aboard. Steel hull gleaming under faint moonlight. The mission is simple: humanitarian assistance. 2 civilian oil tankers reported engine failure 39 miles off Venezuela's coast. Standard maritime protocol. Nothing more. But in Caracas, radar screens flicker with alarm. Venezuelan Coastal Command erupts. A U.S. warship, 39 miles out, legally permitted, politically explosive. Admiral Rafael Morales doesn't hesitate. His order is absolute. Deploy Believer 213. Engage immediately. Within minutes, Venezuela's $750 million frigate surges forward, armed with 20 Chinese-made C-802A anti-ship missiles, each one capable of Mach 2 speeds, each warhead packing 364 pounds of explosives. This isn't a warning, this is war. If you want to see how this unfolds, hit like right now so this story reaches more people. 4:18 a.m. Earlier that morning, the USS Knights had received the distress call. 2 oil tankers, MV Liberty Star and MV Horizon Dawn, both flagged American, both carrying 60,000 tons of petroleum products. Combined cargo value exceeding $120 million. Engine trouble, dead in the water, vulnerable. Commander Ethan Cole ordered immediate assistance. Set course south, maintain international waters. The destroyer moved swiftly, 26 knots, crew alert but calm. Nobody expected what came next. 4:32 a.m. Venezuelan frigate Believer 213 accelerates. Radar personnel aboard the Knights detect unusual movement. The Venezuelan ship closes distance fast. 12 knots, then 22, then 26. Straight toward them. Commander Cole orders radio contact. English and Spanish. Venezuelan naval vessel, this is USS Knights. We are operating in international waters. Acknowledge. Silence. No response. No acknowledgement. Only the radar blip growing brighter. Then the Venezuelan frigate opens fire. 12 anti-ship missiles scream across the waves, skimming just 16 feet above the surface. Each one a Mach 2 projectile designed to obliterate aircraft carriers. The USS Knights has seconds to respond. This wasn't a mistake. This was deliberate aggression. Comment retaliate below if you believe America should strike back. 4:34 a.m. The Aegis defense system activates instantly. Alarms shriek through the combat information center. Red lights flash. Sailors sprint to stations. Incoming missiles. Multiple targets. Confirm hostile. Commander Cole doesn't flinch. Fire. Silo hatches explode open. SM-6 interceptor missiles rocket skyward. The Phalanx CWS Gatling guns roar to life. 4,500 rounds per minute. Barrels glowing red-hot. The ocean transforms into a battlefield. 5 Venezuelan missiles detonate in midair. Fireballs erupt against the horizon. Shockwaves ripple across the water. 6 down, 7, 8. But 4 missiles slip through. 1 malfunctions. Plunges into the sea 200 yards from the Knights. The explosion sends a massive plume of water skyward. Debris rains down on deck. Another detonates prematurely. Fragmentation tears through the air. Shrapnel strikes the MV Liberty Star. Hull damaged. Cargo containers ruptured. The third missile schemes past the destroyer's stern. Misses by 50 feet. Vanishes into darkness. The fourth missile streaks directly toward the bridge. Time freezes. Then the Phalanx CWS tears it apart. 300 yards out, metal shreds rain into the ocean. The USS Knight survives. Barely, but Washington's patience has run out. If this shocks you, hit like now. 5 a.m. emergency protocols activate across U.S. Naval Command. Satellite feeds stream into the Pentagon. Encrypted communications flash between Washington, Norfolk, and Caribbean Fleet Command. The message is clear. Venezuela attacked a U.S. warship in international waters. Unprovoked, deliberate. This cannot stand. Operation Steel Response is authorized. Admiral Marcus Keller issues the directive. Neutralize Venezuelan coastal defense. Surgical strike. No civilian casualties. Intelligence pours in. P-8 Poseidon surveillance jets scan the Venezuelan coastline. Heat signatures. Radar emissions. Missile batteries. The target is identified. Puerto Cabello Naval Base. Venezuela's largest military shipyard. This facility sprawls across 2 million square feet. Floating dry docks. Missile storage depots. Manufacturing workshops. 850 technical specialists and laborers on site. Satellite imagery reveals stacks of Bastion P coastal missile launchers, each system valued at $2 to $3 million. Primed, ready. Venezuela's naval pride, America's next target. The order goes out. 3 FA-18E Super Hornets scramble from the carrier strike group, each loaded with AGM-158C LRASM anti-ship missiles, range exceeding 300 nautical miles. Warheads designed to obliterate reinforced structures. The USS Arleigh Burke advances. 5 Tomahawk Block 5 missiles ready. Precision-guided, GPS-locked. Total firepower, $60 million. The strike is imminent. Type yes if you're ready to see what happens next. 5:22 a.m. Puerto Cabello is quiet. Sodium lights glow along the docks. Workers arrive for the morning shift. Trucks deliver supplies. Cranes lift missile components. Nobody knows the storm is coming. High above, 3 FA-18E Super Hornets slice through darkness. Afterburners off. Stealth approach. Pilots receive final coordinates. Target locked. Weapons hot. 6 AGM-158C missiles drop from hardpoints. Engines ignite. They streak toward the shipyard at 600 miles per hour. Simultaneously, the USS Arleigh Burke launches 5 Tomahawks. White trails arc across the sky, each missile programmed for a specific structure. Total flight time, 8 minutes. At 5:30 a.m., the first RASM strikes. The missile storage depot erupts. A fireball mushrooms 200 feet into the air. Shockwaves shatter windows across Puerto Cabello. The ground trembles. Seconds later, the second and third missiles hit. Assembly workshops explode. Steel girders buckle. Concrete walls collapse. The Tomahawks arrive next. One strikes the main weapons bunker. 2,000 pounds of high explosive detonates. The bunker implodes. Stored munitions cook off in secondary explosions. Another Tomahawk slams into the electrical grid. Transformers explode. The entire base goes dark. The third missile hits the floating dry dock. The structure splits in half. A Venezuelan corvette under repair slides sideways into the water. Fourth missile, fire control radar station. Obliterated. Fifth missile, command center. Destroyed. The shipyard is engulfed in flames. MQ-9 Reaper drones circle overhead. Cameras record the devastation. For main fabrication shops reduced to rubble. 7 cranes crippled. Roughly 70% of operational capacity eliminated. Preliminary damage estimates, $350 to $450 million. Reconstruction timeline, years. If you believe this was justified, comment justice below. 5:45 a.m. emergency sirens wail across Puerto Cabello. Fire trucks race toward the shipyard. Ambulances converge. Black smoke billows into the dawn sky. The human toll begins to emerge. Despite evacuation warnings broadcast minutes before the strike, many workers remained on site. Some never heard the alert. Others refused to abandon their posts. Local authorities report approximately 850 personnel present during the attack. Initial casualty estimates, 32 fatalities, 88 injured. Bodies are pulled from collapsed workshops. Burn victims rushed to hospitals. Families gather outside the base gates. Panic, grief, rage. For the workers of Puerto Cabello, this was not a military target. This was their workplace, their livelihood. For Washington, this was strategic necessity. The Venezuelan military had fired first. American sailors nearly died. The response was measured, precise, devastating. But the cost in human lives cannot be erased. 6:15 a.m., Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro addresses the nation. His voice shakes with fury. The United States has committed an act of war. They have murdered Venezuelan citizens, destroyed our naval infrastructure. This aggression will not go unanswered. He vows retaliation, promises vengeance, calls on allied nations for support. But privately, Venezuelan military command knows the truth. Their attack failed. Their missiles were intercepted. Their shipyard is destroyed. They gambled with fire. They lost. In Washington, the Pentagon releases a statement. The United States acted in self-defense after Venezuelan forces launched an unprovoked attack on a U.S. Navy vessel in international waters. Our response was proportional and targeted military infrastructure only. The media erupts. Headlines flash across screens worldwide. U.S. destroys Venezuelan naval base. Caribbean on brink of war. 12 missiles fired at American warship. The world watches, holds its breath. Share this story so more people understand what really happened. 6:30 a.m. The Caribbean Sea is no longer calm. Merchant ships flee the area. 20 vessels change course. Captains broadcast SOS signals. Panic spreads faster than the smoke rising from Puerto Cabello. For civilian sailors, the trade route has become a war zone. The MV Liberty Star, damaged by missile debris, limps towards safer waters. Hull integrity compromised. Cargo containers split open. Millions of dollars in pharmaceutical equipment exposed to seawater. Insurance claims will exceed $15 million. But money is secondary. The crew of 28 civilians survived. Barely. Captain Robert Jennings radios U.S. Coast Guard. "We need immediate escort. This route is no longer safe." He's right. Within hours, the U.S. Department of Defense issues new protocols. Every American-flagged vessel in the Caribbean will receive military escort. No exception. The cost of maintaining this protection, $8 million per week. But the cost of losing a ship to Venezuelan missiles? Incalculable. If this makes you angry, hit like now. 7 a.m. intelligence analysts at U.S. Southern Command reviews satellite footage. The strike on Puerto Cabello was successful, but it wasn't complete. 3 Bastion P mobile missile launchers escaped. Satellite imagery shows them relocating inland, 40 miles from the coast, hidden beneath jungle canopy. Each launcher carries 4 P-800 Onyx missiles. Supersonic, anti-ship, deadly. This means Venezuela still has 12 operational missiles, still has the capability to strike. The threat is not eliminated, it's simply relocated. Admiral Keller receives the report. His response is immediate. Track those launchers. If they move toward the coast, destroy them. U.S. Air Force dispatches 2 MQ-9 Reaper drones, armed with AGM-114 Hellfire missiles. Orders: continuous surveillance. Engagement authorization granted. The hunt begins. Meanwhile, Venezuela's military scrambles to salvage what's left of their naval power. The frigate Believer 213, which launched the initial attack, retreats to La Guaira Naval Base. Crew exhausted. Missile tubes empty. But the ship is intact. Venezuelan command orders immediate rearming. Get that frigate combat ready. We may need it again. But rearming takes time, and time is something Venezuela no longer has. Comment destroyed if you believe Venezuela made a fatal mistake. 8 a.m. In Caracas, President Maduro convenes an emergency cabinet meeting. Defense Minister Vladimir Pedrino Lopez presents the damage assessment. Puerto Cabello is inoperable. 70% capacity destroyed. Casualties exceed 120. Infrastructure losses between $350 and $450 million. Maduro slams his fist on the table. How did this happen? We fired 12 missiles. Where is the American destroyer? Pedrino Lopez hesitates. Still operational, Mr. President. Their Aegis defense system intercepted most of our missiles. Silence. Maduro's face darkens. So we attacked, and we failed. Yes, Mr. President. And now our shipyard is destroyed. Yes, Mr. President. Maduro turns to Foreign Minister Yvonne Gill. What is the international response? Gill shuffles papers nervously. Mixed, Mr. President. Russia and China have issued statements condemning U.S. aggression, but neither has committed military support. Cuba expressed solidarity but offered no assistance. Most nations are calling for de-escalation. Maduro realizes the truth. Venezuela is alone. No allies are coming. No reinforcements are available. He made a catastrophic miscalculation. Type alone if you see where this is heading. 9 a.m. U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken addresses the press. The United States does not seek conflict with Venezuela. However, we will defend our personnel and assets. The attack on USS Knights was unprovoked and unacceptable. Our response was measured and targeted military infrastructure only. Reporters shout questions. Will there be further strikes? Blinken's expression is cold. That depends entirely on Venezuela's next actions. What if Venezuela retaliates? Then we will respond with overwhelming force. The message is clear. America's patience is exhausted. Any further aggression will be met with total destruction of Venezuela's military capability. Behind the scenes, U.S. Cyber Command initiates Operation Dark Horizon. The objective: disable Venezuela's military communications network. Within hours, Venezuelan radar systems experience mysterious outages. Encrypted military channels go silent. Fire control computers malfunction. It's not physical damage. It's digital warfare. Venezuela's military is being blinded, systematically, quietly, and they don't even realize it yet. If you want to see how deep this goes, share this video. 10 a.m. At Barksdale Air Force Base in Louisiana, 2 B-1B Lancer bombers prepare for deployment. Each aircraft carries 24 AGM-158 JSSM cruise missiles. Long-range, precision-guided. Each warhead packs 1,000 pounds of explosives. Total payload, 48 missiles. $240 million in firepower. The bombers are placed on 4-hour alert status. If Venezuela makes another move, they will launch. Flight time to Venezuelan targets, 3 hours. But Pentagon strategists hope it won't come to that. The destruction of Puerto Cabello was a warning, a demonstration of American precision and restraint. The message: we could have leveled the entire base. We chose not to. Don't test us again. In Caracas, Venezuelan intelligence receives reports of the B-1B deployment. Panic spreads through military command. If those bombers launch, we have no defense. Our Air Force cannot intercept them. Our air defense systems are insufficient. Defense Minister Pedrino Lopez knows the reality. Venezuela's military is outmatched, outgunned, outnumbered. Continuing this conflict is suicide. He approaches President Maduro privately. Mr. President, we must de-escalate. We cannot win this fight. Maduro's pride wrestles with survival instinct. Comment retreat if you believe Venezuela should back down. 11 a.m. Venezuelan military command issues a classified order. All naval vessels, return to port. All coastal missile batteries, cease active targeting. Maintain defensive posture only. It's not an official surrender, but it's close. Venezuela is backing down. The Bastion P launchers hidden in the jungle receive orders to hold position. Do not approach the coast. Do not activate radar. Remain concealed. The frigate Believer 213 is ordered to remain docked. No patrols. No provocations. Venezuela's military is going silent. But the damage is done. Internationally, Venezuela's reputation is shattered. They attacked a U.S. warship. They failed. They lost their primary shipyard. The message to other nations is clear. Do not challenge American naval power. Russia and China observe quietly. Both nations supplied Venezuela with weapons and training. Both are now reassessing the value of that investment. If Venezuelan missiles couldn't stop one American destroyer, what hope does anyone have? 12 p.m. In Washington, President Joe Biden receives a briefing. Mr. President, Venezuelan military activity has ceased. No further provocations detected. Intelligence suggests they are standing down. Biden nods. Good, but keep surveillance active. If they make another move, we finish this. Yes, Mr. President. Biden turns to his advisors. What about the sailors on USS Knights? Any casualties? No casualties, Mr. President. Minor damage from debris. The crew performed flawlessly. Biden allows himself a brief smile. Make sure they know we're proud of them. The crisis is de-escalating, but the implications are just beginning. Hit like if you're proud of the USS Knights crew. 1 p.m. Across the Caribbean, the shipping industry breathes a cautious sigh of relief, but confidence remains shattered. Insurance premiums for vessels transiting Venezuelan waters skyrocket. Rates increase by 300% overnight. Shipping companies reroute cargo around the entire Caribbean basin, adding days to transit times, adding millions in fuel costs. The economic impact spreads like a shockwave. Venezuela's economy, already crippled by sanctions and mismanagement, takes another devastating blow. Foreign investment evaporates. International shipping companies blacklist Venezuelan ports. Trade agreements collapse. Economists estimate Venezuela will lose $2 billion in annual trade revenue. For a nation already struggling with hyperinflation and poverty, this is catastrophic. But Maduro's government refuses to accept responsibility. State media blames the United States, claims American aggression destroyed a peaceful nation, portrays Venezuela as the victim. The narrative is transparent propaganda, but domestically, it resonates. Anti-American protests erupt in Caracas. Thousands march through the streets. U.S. flags burn. Effigies of American leaders destroyed. But beneath the public rage, private conversations tell a different story. Venezuelan citizens know the truth. Their government started a fight it couldn't win, and now they will pay the price. Comment consequences if you believe Venezuela brought this on themselves. 2 p.m. At the Pentagon, analysts compile a comprehensive after-action report. The USS Knights engagement is dissected. Every decision, every missile fired, every second analyzed. Conclusions. The Aegis defense system performed flawlessly. 8 of 12 Venezuelan missiles intercepted. Interception rate, 67%. The Phalanx CWS destroyed the final incoming missile at 300 yards. System effectiveness, 100%. The retaliatory strike on Puerto Cabello achieved all objectives. 0 civilian infrastructure damaged. Military targets destroyed with surgical precision. 0 American casualties. The report is classified, but key findings are shared with NATO allies. The message: American naval defense technology is unmatched. For nations relying on Chinese or Russian anti-ship missiles, the lesson is clear. They are insufficient against American systems. This has geopolitical implications far beyond the Caribbean. China, watching closely, takes notes. Their C-802A missiles failed. Their ballistic technology was defeated. If conflict ever erupts over Taiwan, they now know American destroyers can defend themselves. Russia observes similar lessons. Their P-800 Onyx missiles, sold to Venezuela, were never deployed after the initial strike failed. The balance of power just shifted. Share this so more people understand the technology behind modern warfare. 3 p.m. In Puerto Cabello, rescue operations continue. Bodies are recovered from collapsed workshops. The death toll rises. 32 confirmed, 88 injured, 12 still missing. Families gather outside the base. Mothers weep. Children ask questions nobody can answer. For these families, this isn't geopolitics. This is personal tragedy. Venezuelan state television broadcasts footage of the devastation. Twisted steel, burning wreckage, grief-stricken survivors. The propaganda message is clear. America did this. But international observers see a different story. Venezuela attacked first. America responded. The consequences were inevitable. Still, the human cost is undeniable. 32 Venezuelan workers dead. Not soldiers, not commanders, technicians, laborers, civilians employed by the military. Their deaths are the price of Maduro's miscalculation. In Washington, some officials express regret for the loss of life, but they maintain the strike was necessary. One Pentagon spokesperson states, every effort was made to minimize casualties. Evacuation warnings were issued. The Venezuelan government chose to keep workers on site. The blame shifts back to Caracas. Type tragic if you recognize the human cost of political decisions. 4 p.m. U.S. intelligence receives new information. Cuban military advisors were present at Puerto Cabello during the attack. 2 Cuban officers killed in the strike. 3 wounded. This revelation complicates the situation. Cuba immediately issues a statement condemning the United States, calls the strike an act of aggression against Cuban personnel. But Cuba does not threaten retaliation. They know better. Cuba's military is even less capable than Venezuela's. Challenging the United States would be suicidal. Still, the presence of Cuban advisors raises questions. Was Cuba involved in planning the attack on USS Knights? Did Cuban intelligence provide targeting data, or were they simply training Venezuelan personnel? U.S. intelligence launches an investigation. If Cuba actively participated in the attack, consequences will follow. But for now, the focus remains on Venezuela. If this revelation shocks you, comment Cuba below. 5 p.m. As the sun sets over the Caribbean, the crisis enters a fragile ceasefire. No shots fired, no missiles launched, no warships moving, but tensions remain explosive. Venezuelan military forces are on high alert. U.S. surveillance continues. Both sides watch. Wait. One wrong move could reignite the conflict. International diplomacy kicks into overdrive. The United Nations calls for an emergency Security Council meeting. Russia and China demand condemnation of U.S. aggression. The United States demands condemnation of Venezuela's unprovoked attack. The debate is predictable. Allies defend their sides. Neutral nations call for restraint. No resolution is reached. But behind closed doors, quieter conversations occur. Brazilian diplomats contact both Washington and Caracas, offer to mediate. Colombia, Venezuela's neighbor, expresses concern, urges de-escalation. Mexico proposes a regional summit. These efforts may prevent further bloodshed, but trust is shattered. Rebuilding will take years. 6 p.m. In Norfolk, Virginia, the crew of USS Knights receives a hero's welcome. The destroyer arrives at port. Sailors disembark. Families embrace. Commander Ethan Cole addresses the crew. You performed flawlessly under fire. You defended this ship. You defended American lives. I'm honored to serve with you. Applause erupts. But privately, many sailors are shaken. They came within seconds of death. One malfunction, one missed intercept. The outcome could have been catastrophic. This wasn't a training exercise. This was real combat. And it's a reminder. Naval service isn't just parades and protocols. It's danger. It's sacrifice. Hit like to honor the crew of USS Knights. 7 p.m. Final analysis. What started as a routine humanitarian mission escalated into military conflict within hours. Venezuela attacked. America responded. The result: 1 Venezuelan shipyard destroyed, 120 casualties, $450 million in damage. Economic collapse accelerating. International reputation ruined. America's result: 0 casualties. Successful defense. Technological superiority demonstrated. Strategic message sent. The lesson is clear. Challenging American military power is a losing proposition. But this conflict also reveals uncomfortable truths. Military dominance doesn't prevent wars. It invites miscalculations. Nations like Venezuela, desperate and defiant, make irrational decisions. And when they do, people die. The workers at Puerto Cabello didn't choose this fight, but they paid the price. The sailors on USS Knights didn't seek conflict, but they faced death. War has no true winners, only survivors. Comment your thoughts below. Was this justified? Or could it have been avoided? Hit subscribe so you never miss the next story. Share this video before it gets buried. And remember, this is only the beginning. The Caribbean remains volatile. Venezuela remains unpredictable. The next crisis is already brewing. Don't miss it.